Now this is the beginning of part 6, where I'm going to show you specific pictographs that appear on the Ark of the Covenant and that are discussed in Revelation 4 verses 6 through 8 once again. These pictographs that you see behind me, these pictures of faces, and there can be no doubt that this is in fact a picture of a face, because when you turn the bill even slightly like that, this face comes into total clarity. And when you turn the bill back, or when I just slightly turn the computer screen back, the face on this side comes into total clarity. The face looks like it has an eye right here, and it does. And this eye that looks like it has a protrusion coming from it. Well, this is a representation of the understanding of something called Euclidean optics. This is a representation of mankind's ability to discern what Euclidean optics is. And the way that this works as far as a point of view or perspective of Euclidean optics is relatively simple if you understood what Euclidean optics was. And if you did, you would see that this eye here with the protrusion and this eye here with the protrusion looks like there is something coming out from around both eyes. I have to do it like this, around both eyes like this, and actually light is bending around this evil seed of death. And the same is true on the other side, where the light bends around the God pod. Now, this is a representation of Euclidean optics. Now, no person on earth in the year 1934 had the ability to create Euclidean optics. Now, this is the actual Ark of the Covenant, which I can't get to focus, but this is the angel on the end of the Ark of the Covenant that has the ability to protect the Lord God. And we all know that the Lord God sits inside the great mercy seat that sets upon the reverse of the $1 bill. So if in fact the Lord God is sitting inside the mercy seat as part and parcel of the book of Exodus, and the way the Lord God is situated in the center of the mercy seat, then this represents the Lord God in the center of the mercy seat, and these that I have depicted as angels that sit upon either side of the Ark of the Covenant, these angels that appear here and the angels that appear on this end of the Ark of the Covenant, these angels that protect the Lord God have the ability to see around the God pod and have the ability to see around the evil seed of death. And this is the nature that I have discussed with you, that is in regards to Euclidean optics that appears on the reverse of the $1 bill. Now, no human being in the year 1934 could do this, because it's not just this one pictograph. It's a series of thousands of pictographs, and each one of them that I have been able to discern and describe in my book, Angels on the Ark, each one of them would take years of research for you to see if someone didn't point out the highlights of the pictographs themselves, such as this being the highlight of Euclidean optics, and these angels that appear on either side of the Ark of the Covenant having the ability to see around, and the what appears to be wings at this point is actually light bending around the God pod and the evil seed of death. Now that is one personification of the entity's ability or higher abilities to propose and to show the world that this entity that created the $1 bill and wrote the Bible had superior skills than anybody could have possibly possessed in 1934. And considering there are 3,300 pictographs on the reverse of the $1 bill, and considering the fact that in order to understand this, you would have to have the equivalent of 5 different educational scholarships or a thesis in Euclidean optics having been done. Only a few people in the whole world understand how to create Euclidean optics. I understand what it is, but I can't do this kind of stuff, and neither can anybody on earth in today's time do this and incorporate these pictographs into the Bible, because the Bible and the $1 bill were written by the same entity 7,000 years ago. And the storyline of the Bible and the $1 bill follows true to a storyline that goes far beyond that of anybody's ability to comprehend reality in today's world. Apparently so, because I am the only person on earth that has ever seen this to become a reality. And I have repeatedly said I challenge anybody to defy my theories, and nobody on earth in 15 months has come forward to show me that my theories are wrong. Because if they do that, the more intelligence they have because of educational doctrines and degrees, the more I would make them look like a fool, because they couldn't debate me on a simple subject about Euclidean optics appearing on the reverse of the $1 bill. Because even if they understood Euclidean optics, how can they justify the Euclidean optics being used on the $1 bill in relationship to the entity that created the $1 bill 7,000 years ago? Now I'm going to show you something else, and it's probably going to upset a few people, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. On the reverse of the $1 bill, in this particular face that I'm going to show you, right here, this dot that you see before, I'm going to show you some black dots that appear on the end of the $1 bill. Now these dots represent, in this case it represents an eye. In this case right here it represents an eye. In this case right here it represents an eye. And in this case right here it represents the eye when the pictograph is inverted slightly, or 180 degrees. So these two represent eyes, and these two represent eyes. Now this represents the mouth on this side and the mouth on this side. However, the entity that created the pictographs on the $1 bill was a lot more clever than what you see here. This dot that we are going to circle right here, this dot or black mark, and this dot or black mark, and this dot or black mark, and this dot or black mark is not what it appears to be. Although it is what it appears to be, it is not what it appears to be. What it is, in fact, ladies and gentlemen, is points that which you can take a compass such as this, and take the compass and put it to the points. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you can see this better. You can take the compass that is utilized in mechanical drawing, that is a representation. This is a real compass. You can take this compass and put it to the eyes over here, and you can walk off different measurements. For instance, these marks represent one set of measurements that are given to Moses in the Bible. This set of measurements here represents 10 cubits. The way that we get the cubits is discussed in other videos, but the measurement for the cubit that is utilized, that I have depicted in my book, is in fact this measurement right here. Above the pyramid, which is right here, above this section of the pyramid, which in real life is 44 feet by 44 feet. The top of the plateau or table of the Great Pyramid in real life is 44 feet by 44 feet, which represents the end of the United States of America, because we now have the 44th POTUS in office. This is another segment of how the book of Revelation was written and the Bible was written in regards to the pictographs on the $1 bill. So this measurement here is 44 feet, and then this measurement here is 44 feet. So in fact, the top of the Great Pyramid is 44 feet by 44 feet. I want you to remember that number. However, this measurement right here, that is depicted as the space between the eye